Good morning and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Aranza Zugalan and I'm a member of the Build Up editorial team.
Welcome to Build Up, the European Commission's portal for energy efficiency and renewable energy in buildings. Directly stemming from the Energy Performance of Buildings Directive, Build Up is the meeting place for everyone involved in making the European building and construction sector more energy efficient. Every month we focus on a topic that is key to making Europe's buildings as energy efficient as possible. Exploring that, you can find the latest content such as expert talks, webinars, case studies and more. From architects and engineers to academics and policy makers, we've got you covered. Build Up brings together thousands of registered members to reap the benefit of Europe's collective intelligence on all aspects of energy efficiency and renewable energy in buildings. The Build Up portal benefits from the expertise of our ambassadors. Drawn from industry and academia, the ambassadors bridge the gap between EU and national level and help shape our editorial content. Want to promote your work? Build Up disseminates your research, projects and events through a variety of channels. Become a member to exchange knowledge with your peers. You can disseminate tools and resources, share good practices, and consult open source publications. Join the discussion on social media and become part of the Build Up community, or subscribe to our newsletter to receive the latest news. However you participate, the Build Up portal is here to inspire, inform and connect. Build Up, the European portal for energy efficiency and renewable energy in buildings. Join the community for opportunities and updates.
It is a pleasure for Build Up to host today's webinar and workshop event entitled RECONMATIC Clustering Event, Promoting Circularity in Construction, brought to you by the RECONMATIC partners and Build Up. This online workshop is split into three main parts, during which sustainability experts and key stakeholders will provide an overview on the European priorities for the twin transition. Before we begin, we invite and encourage the audience to send us their questions or comments to the speakers throughout the session. To do so, please use the GoToWebinar question function. These questions or comments will be addressed after the two panel discussions of the webinar. Finally, we would like to inform you that you will be able to find the recording of this workshop on the Build Up portal and our YouTube channel in the coming days, together with the presentation slides. The agenda for today's webinar will start with a welcome and introduction by Jan Valentin, the RECONMATIC Project Coordinator. This will be followed by three sessions. The first one, named Twin Transition Projects, Synergies Between Participating Projects by Anna Palayolog from Future Needs. The second one will be a panel discussion on similarities between participating projects, moderated by Jan Valentin, with the participation of Antonio Alonso Cepeda, Beeyonders Coordinator, Adriana Salles, CircularB COST Action Disseminator and Co-Leader, Fotios Konstantinidis, Institute of Communication and Computer Systems, Konstantinos Kogalis, Tax Leader of REDOL, Samane Revsani, Technical Coordinator in Reincarnate, Dimitros Giacomis from RoBe tArme Coordinator, and Jaime Moreno Juez from VALREC Technical Coordinator. The third one and last is the Future Research Dissemination and Conference Opportunities, moderated by Georgia Nicolakopoulou from Future Needs, with the participation of Sofia Finzi from Beeyonders Dissemination Leader, Adriana Sales from CircularB COST Action, Disseminator Co-Leader also, Francesca Monaco, REDOL Disseminator Leader, Carmen Serna, Reincarnate Disseminator Leader, Estefania Gonzalez from RoBe tArme Disseminator Leader, and Jaime Moreno Juez from VALREC Technical Coordinator. And now, without further hesitation, we will move directly to the welcome and introduction for today's event, presented by Jan Valentin, Deputy Head of Department for Road Structures at the Czech Technical University and Project Coordinator of RECONMATIC. Jan, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Hello to everyone, ladies and gentlemen. It's really my pleasure to have the opportunity today to moderate this virtual clustering event, which shall find possibilities and ways how several actions we have across Europe can cooperate together, especially if we are seeking for new solutions and new possibilities how to get a more circular construction with all the aspects from the beginning until the very end of the buildings. As mentioned, I am Jan Valentin. I'm the coordinator of RECONMATIC, the project which is today organizing this event as part of our, let's say, tasks we have in the project. We are focused on automated solutions for sustainability and circular construction with very deep insight in demolition and construction waste and how to manage across the whole life cycle. As already mentioned, after several discussions and let's say meetings, virtual meetings we had with some of the projects, we finally agreed to have this quite broad and interesting group of panelists representing another ongoing or finished projects or activities. I will not repeat what was already mentioned there. I shall continue with the presentation. Sorry for that. Oops. Sorry. Okay. So that's about the projects which are today in the clustering event. I will not repeat the panelists who are in the discussion with us since they were already introduced, and we will have during the next part of the clustering event possibilities to learn them a little bit more and to get more insight in what they are doing and how possibly we can come together. I will just make few additional notes. What you see, there is our sister project Reincarnate, which is from the same call. Beeyonders, RoBe, tArme, and REDOL are from cluster where we have started some discussions and cooperation with. Then for me very interesting is the COST Action CircularB, because it is linking a broad audience of experts across Europe. And finally we have VALREC, which represents a successful national project. This is a Spanish project which recently was finished, and where so far from the discussions we had are very interesting topics and results they have reached. So that's for this moment from my side the most important, and I will give the floor to Anna, if I'm right, and Anna will speak about the twin transition projects.
Hello everyone, I am Anna Paleolog. I work in the RECONMATIC project with Jan and with Georgie, who are present here today. I am in the EU research scene for quite some time, for 16 years now. And what I want to present to you is how did it all start? So basically, how come all these projects have been created on the same topic, and how come we're discussing similarities between them and differences today. So Before starting to talk about the similarities of the projects that have already joined the discussions with us, I want to make a special announcement. We as a project decided to create an umbrella cluster on circularity, and here we create an invitation for everyone who has joined the webinar today, the event today. If you are from a project that works on circular construction or on construction or on green building or anything that is related to the discussion today, or if you are just interested in finding out more, you can subscribe to the newsletter of RECONMATIC and join the circular construction cluster, which is being created to understand better how we can work together towards a greener building life cycle in Europe and beyond. So this is an important announcement. You will be seeing more about the circular construction cluster through our social media and the social media of the projects who already joined in the coming months, and feel free to join the initiative. So how did it all start? So I will only talk about the projects that have been funded through Horizon Europe, as there is, of course, there are many opportunities of R&D funding in Europe, national ones, regional ones, between Europe and the US, between Europe and Japan, but it is not possible to cover everything in just one meeting. So I am going to talk about the Horizon Europe projects. To focus, obviously, most of the projects who are here present have been funded under Horizon Europe Pillar 2, and in particular, the cluster Digital, Industry and Space. And under this cluster, there are several destinations through which Europe aims to achieve its goals. And one of them, Destination 1, particularly focuses on climate neutral, circular and digitized production. Now, production does not only mean construction. Obviously, manufacturing is also included and energy production is also included. But we are talking today about construction. So under this destination, there have been several calls during 2001, 2, 3, and 4 is coming up, obviously. And as you can see in the gray area are the calls that are further from the topic that we're discussing today. But there are two particular sections that are named A New Way to Build, Accelerating Disruptive Change in Construction, and the section Hubs for Circularity, a stepping stone towards climate neutrality and circularity in industry. These particular strands are very interesting because obviously the projects that are gathered here today have been funded under these two subsections, let's say so. So in 2021, our project was created, and also the Reincarnate project was created under the automated tools for valorization of construction waste topic. And then also in 2022, we have the same two strands where today with us we have REDOL, and they have been funded under the second one. So Hubs for Circularity, a stepping stone towards climate neutrality and circularity in industry. During the first round, so 2021, under the subtopic of breakthrough technologies, 3 more projects have been funded, and they are represented by the Tech for EU construction cluster. And what I want to underline here is that green transition is all about green and digital construction. And while the first topic, 0111, where the two projects, RECONMATIC and Reincarnate, have been funded, the emphasis was on circularity, on the green aspect. The emphasis in the next topic was on the digital aspect. So this is the main difference between the two calls in 2021. And then we have a REDOL project where the emphasis is not just on construction, the emphasis is on solid waste in general. And then construction waste is just a subcategory of solid waste, and that's why they're here with us today. I have also underlined important keywords which have been mentioned in the expected impacts of each call, where you will see several similarities, and I have listed them also in a following slide. But with a first glance, you can see that it is not just technical work. What relates to circularity has to do as well with business models for reduced waste, reusability of construction products, and how we can increase this, how we can overcome non-technical barriers which are related to the trust of the consumer, for example, to recycled materials. And on the other hand, we are also talking, of course, about the global goal on reducing the CO2 emissions throughout the entire life cycle of construction. And I want to also emphasize the background, which is outlined in the destination 1. So what they say, they bring some important facts to everyone who plans to work on this and is working on this. And what do they say? They say that in general, the construction ecosystem is predominantly dominated by SMEs. So a lot of small construction companies and construction supplier companies are small, and they contribute to the 10.5% of EU global value added. So this is a really big percentage. However, what is happening is that the absorption of the digital technologies which are helping for the circularity of construction is very low in this sector, and that is why we have these topics coming up. So, as already mentioned previously, the goals of all these projects, the common things that all the projects who are here today are trying to achieve is to reduce the CO2 emissions, to reduce waste, to use construction generated data to make more sustainable the entire life cycle and the construction process. We are also aiming to overcome non-technical barriers. That means that we need to raise awareness and how is it possible that we accept the products and activities that are enabling circularity. We are working at the same time on new business models for the construction, so on the side of the consumer and on the side of the companies who are going to be the producers of such products and activities. And finally, we are trying to upskill the new and older generation already working in construction, because all of these things are new things, and the green skills is not something it was out there for a long time, but it was not something that was actively practiced. So that is a very important point. And finally, the creation of communities of circularity, not only in English, not only between researchers, but between different countries, in the national languages. This is also very, very important. This would be all from me. You can address questions during the end for this section, and I'm going to pass the speech back to Jan.
Thank you, Anna. Well, now we are approaching one of the two main panels we have for today. The one which will be, let's say, more about the technical topics, and followed by later the second panel discussion with Georgia, our dissemination manager, who will speak mainly, let's say, about topics related to education, upskilling, training, etc. I would now like firstly give the possibility to my panelists with whom we will have hopefully a very nice discussion in the let's say 30 or 40 minutes we have. And I would probably ask one by one, just shortly say a few words about their project and the mission, so that all the attendees who are today listening to us have probably a better idea what the projects are about. And on the next one or two slides, we will then share with you what we have so far identified as some fields where we think we can merge forces and look for some let's say synergies, and we will have a discussion on that. So I will like to start probably firstly with the ladies and ask Samanek from our sister project to just say a few words about this project and herself.
Yes, sure. Thank you, Jan. Can you hear me well?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, thank you very much. And thanks to all the organizers for this event. Particularly this one about the circularity. My name is Samane Rezvani, and today I'm here on behalf of Demo Consultants to present Reincarnate project. Just a few words about the project. Well, basically the full name is Reincarnation of Construction Products and Materials by slowing down and extending cycles. So from this name that we have chosen, I can maybe highlight the focus of the project. Basically, we focus on waste avoidance first, and then we look into waste utilization. So when I say waste avoidance, then we look into adaptability of the building by, for example, functionally reallocating building uses, as well as upgrading building components. And then we look into solutions for waste utilization. In that sense, we have categorized our innovations in three parts. We call them three sites. One is about hindsight, where we basically look what has happened. So it's more like a diagnostic nature. Then we have innovations which they're looking into insight, and then it's let's say mainly predictive. Why did it happen and what will happen? And then the third one is more like foresight, so prescriptive nature. Basically innovations that we look into what should we do. So at the end, we expect that we have like around 11 innovations, all divided in these three sites that I mentioned: hindsight, insight, and foresight. And then they will all come together into a platform in which we call it CPIM, which stands for Circular Potential Information Management Platform. So I guess this is maybe a short introduction about the project. I don't know, Jan, if there are specific things that you would like me to highlight at this moment, but in a nutshell, this is what I wanted to share about Reincarnate project.
Thank you very much. It's perfect for me, and I assume we will have later few questions, not only from the other panelists, but from the attendees as well, when we are going more in depth. So thank you, and yeah, I would like now ask Adriana, as our second lady in the panel discussion, if she can shortly let's say introduce the cost action CircularB.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jan. I would like to thank you, RECONMATIC, for the invitation to participate in this event today. It is a pleasure for me to be here and to speak a little bit about our action. So CircularB takes a holistic approach to circular economy in the built environment by developing an inclusive international framework for assessing and promoting circular in both new and existing buildings. So this framework includes a circularity rating tool and key performance indicators that consider the entire building life cycle, from the design stage and construction to the use and end of life. We acknowledge that diverse initiatives on the implementation of circular economy in the building environment, but we identified a gap in standardized tools and framework. That's why our intention is to have this inclusive international framework. So the project wants to go beyond the existing practices that often focus on isolated aspects, like, for instance, materials. So we want to have this holistic approach on circular economy and circular economy implementation in the built environment. So to bridge this gap, we are working on, let's say, 3 pillars. And the first one is the creation of these key performance indicators to assess circularity throughout the building's life cycle. The second one is integrating circularity into existing frameworks, like, for instance, in levels. So we would like to encourage a life cycle perspective and enable informed decision making. And our third pillar is promoting collaboration and information sharing. So this event today is one of the ways that we aim to promote this collaboration and also the information. But we also recognize the importance of inclusive participation. We encourage the collaboration between architects, engineers, contractors, policymakers, and also the academia with researchers, professors, and other stakeholders. So to maximize our impact, we focus on several key strategies. First, we aim to disseminate our research findings. As we are a cost action, that the objective is to promote the network between academia and young researchers, professors, and so on. We believe that it's crucial to disseminate what we are doing, what we are working on. So through publication, we are engaging our members to collaborate, to have collaborative papers and workshop. We already had 2 workshops, one of them with a stakeholders day to engage this participation, and this is a collaboration with all stakeholders, and also training programs. So we are now editing our state-of-the-art report, and we aim to publish it this year. And we also working on a technical report on technical barriers against the circular economy implementation. Secondly, we are developing those key performance indicators that I mentioned before to support the local authority in evaluation progress and making data-driven decisions. And finally, we actively collect and share data on circular best practices across not only Europe, but we're also working on collaboration of universities in other parts of the world, like in Kazakhstan, like in Australia. So we are very happy to have this network, this big network and community in our project. And our aim here in this collection and data sharing is to evidence-based approach in promoting circularity. So I think overall, this is what we are doing. This is the aim of our action. Thank you. If you have any other questions, we can answer them at the end.
Thank you, Adriana. Thank you. So after the introduction of two of our lady panelists, now I would like welcome Antonio from Beeyonders, the first project from the Tech for Construction cluster, to share with us a short introduction of what the project is representing, is about. Antonio, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much to everybody. Thank you for your attendance and for your invitation. Well, my name is Antonio Alonso. I'm the project manager of Beeyonders project. Beeyonders project is, well, in intent to include a lot of new breakthrough technologies into the construction sector to do it more efficient, to reduce CO2 consumption, and to integrate technologies for improve the well-being of workers. In terms of circularity, we are going to try to improve the productivity in tunnels using autonomous machinery, with the idea to reduce the times of the global time that the work site needs to be finalized. In terms of CO2 emissions, the idea is to use also autonomous machinery to optimize routes and optimize movement of the activities to consume less fuel. Talking about the reworks that some works can have, we are going to check every day through technology like drones and digital twins the executed plan, the executed task versus the planned task, to avoid delays because you have to redo your work. We are going to reduce until 40% of concrete in some infrastructures by the use of additive manufacturing technology. And we are going to have in mind what we are going to name the social sustainability, integrating and promoting that all workers, younger, older, men, women, are able to carry out the majority of the activities of the construction sector during the whole laboral life, thanks to technologies like exoskeletons or wearables. The idea is to define several KPIs based on workers, on production, on economy, and in eco-efficiency, to finally to measure this impact in reduction of CO2 emissions and embedded CO2 at the end of the project. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Antonio. Very helpful. The next project from the same cluster is the REDOL project. We have two panelists, and I see that Fotios is going to share with us the introduction about the project. Thank you, Fotios.
First of all, I would like to thank you for the invitation. In the REDOL project, ICS is coordinating the work package 3, but the overall coordination is made by CIRCE. The REDOL project is trying to advance the technological, managerial, economical, and social aspects within a specific region, in the region of Aragon in Spain. So the main goal is to develop the hubs for circularity. So in order to achieve it, we are exploring 5 different value chains: one for packaging, one for plastics, one for construction and demolition waste, which is the main aspect of this event, the textiles, and the waste electronics. in order to upgrade the valorization chains and establish the digital innovation hubs, there are 4 different pillars. The first one is to upgrade the waste management facilities with new technologies, like sorting technologies, recycling technologies, to design, of course, new circular products, and in order to identify some ways to improve the management and data sharing procedure by providing digital tools to the stakeholders. And the last one is to generate an ecosystem around the circular and symbiotic value chains. In terms of construction and demolition waste, one of the tasks of the work package, which is mainly working on the upgrading the management of solid urban waste streams, is to develop a construction and demolition waste sorter. This sorter uses robotics, data robots in order to make fast separation. It uses multi-sensing systems, hyperspectral sensors, RGB or others, in order to identify what is the exact type of the materials. For example, glass, ceramic, concrete, wood, and plastics. And by identifying them, then the decision support system can drive the robotic arms in order to make the separation. This is very important because we can separate the different valuable materials in order to be valorized to value chains. And one aspect that we are mainly focused on the REDOL and the construction demolition waste sorter is to extract the plastics, because we don't want to offload the plastics to and not to use them. So the construction and demolition waste sorter of the REDOL can be adapted in different separation tasks based on the need. So this is something dynamic. And from our team, my colleague Konstantinos Kokalis is leading this task. That's all for our side. We are welcome to collaborate with you to share the results, and we have already made some publications, and yeah, it's an honor to collaborate.
Thank you, Fotios. Thank you very much. The third project from the same cluster is RoBe tArme, and Dimitrios will shortly present and share with us what this project is about.
Hi, Jan. Hi, all. Thank you very much for organizing this excellent event. I'm very happy to be here with you. So RoBe tArme is a project that focuses on the development of AI and robotics technologies for automating shotcreting. Shotcreting is the process of pneumatically applying concrete or mortar on surfaces, a widely used technique in tunnels and other constructions. And here we are considering all the 3 phases of shotcrete application. The first phase concerns the preparation of the overall place. The second phase concerns the actual shotcreting process, and the third phase concerns the finishing phase. Now, in all these phases, we add AI and robotic elements. For instance, in the first phase of the preparation, we develop a robot that will be capable of performing a reconstruction of the environment, and by comparing to the CAD of the final outcome of the that we want, it will be capable of driving then the process of the second phase of the actual application. Here, another robotic system will come in place and will be capable of applying autonomously the shotcrete, but also in collaboration with human workers. Then, in the end, in the finishing phase, this robot will be also capable to perform the fine tuning, let's say, of the overall application. Now, all these phases have several AI elements and several technologies that are very, let's say, tightly coupled with our aims on circularity. First of all, a main aim here is the reduction of material waste. This comes through automation and through trying to enable, let's say, the robotic system with these AI elements, for instance, related to the close monitoring of the application in order to have a better understanding and better view as the shotcreting is applied, to be able to detect how much exactly concrete must be placed. Further than that, further to the reduction of material waste, also we are aiming into the reduction of CO2 emissions, since by having, let's say here, a twofold approach and two different, let's say, sections to this end. First of all, a more efficient process compared to the current one. And second, better cement materials, which is also a further aspect of research in our project. So by combining all these elements, we are eventually trying to add automation elements in the shotcreting process, providing a better workplace for the workers, allowing workers to perform other kinds of jobs inside the shotcreting place, and at the same time trying to optimize, make the process more efficient and more environmental friendly. Of course, any specific questions that you may have, feel free to ask, and we can further elaborate on relevant topics of the project.
Dimitrios, thank you very much for this summary. And finally, we have Jaime from VALREC, which, as I mentioned, recently reached successfully the end of the realization phase. Jaime, can you just shortly summarize what this project was about and what you have reached? Because I have seen the presentation we had recently, and there were a lot of interesting topics you have been dealing with.
Yes, thank you, Jan. Hello, everyone. Thank you to the RECONMATIC project for organizing this event and for inviting us to the panel. No? Well, I am a project manager at Tecnalia, and I was the technical coordinator of the VALREC project. The VALREC project was a regional project in Madrid, in Spain, and it aimed to implement different technological solutions to improve and to promote the circularity of construction and demolition waste here in Madrid region. In total, 8 companies participated in the project. The companies were involved in the different steps of the value chain and covered the different development and the different solution addressed in the project. And well, the project was executed in only 2 years, no? And it started in November 2021 and finalized in the last November 2023. So the main idea of the project and the main objective was to improve and to adapt to the local scenario different technical solutions that were previously studied and developed in other research projects, but at lower maturity level. No? And in this case, the objective was to adapt the solution to the local scenario and bring directly the solution to the market. No? So the solution were very focused on solving and address the main short-term barriers, technical barriers in this case, and on addressing the needs of the different stakeholders and companies involved in the value chain. So the main keys for achieving a successful project and implement the different solutions to the market were very simple, but very specific at the same time. No? So the main key point was to address simple solution, cost-effective solution, and solution with a high impact in the value chain, no? and the local perspective of the management of construction demolition waste. The solution also were aimed to address the short-term barriers, technological barrier identified in the region and in the different steps of the value chain. And they were also developed in order to address the most important waste stream within the construction and demolition waste. Now, in this case, the stony fraction of the construction and demolition waste. So the recycled concrete in this case, and the mixed aggregate fraction. No? Well, and the other main point and the other key point for the success of the project was to generate knowledge among the technicians and the workers of the different companies in order to trust on the different solutions, no? And to be confident when employing the new materials and the new project generated in the project. So what were the different solutions developed in the project? You know, the different solution focus on, as I said, in the different steps of the value chain, starting from the demolition of the old building, no? The demolition of the refurbishment of the buildings. In this case, we developed different digital tools for improving the pre-demolition audit in this case, and the list, the inventory of waste that we obtained from the demolition, and we developed also a digital platform for the good management of the waste from the demolition to the valorization plant. Okay, improving the logistics, the transportation, and the management among the different stakeholders. We also implemented a blockchain solution, no, in order to improve the traceability of the materials and to generate the trustability of the data exchange between the stakeholder. And when the waste arrived to the valorization plant, we have also developed and studied different solutions for improving the quality of the product that we are generating after the treatment of the stony fraction of the construction and demolition waste. No? The main example of treatment technology that we have addressed in the project is a tensimetric technology that is specifically aimed to remove the gypsum and the light particle from the mixed stony fraction in order to obtain high added value recycled aggregate, no, from a mixed construction and demolition waste. And after that, we have also developed a new product with incorporating recycled aggregate, not both clean concrete recycled aggregate and mixed recycled aggregate in new product. In this case, in new cement. Okay, as addition and substitution of clinker in new formulation of cement. New mortars with up to 50% of recycled aggregate, and new concrete with also up to 50% of recycled aggregate. And at the end of the project, we have demonstrated all the solution at real scale in order to generate this knowledge and confidence among the different workers and stakeholders. No? And finally, we also we have also studied different new business model, now with the partner, in order to generate also economic incomes, no, in this new opportunity of circularity. And this is an overview of the project, but we have also developed other specific solutions. No?
Thank you, Jaime. Thank you very much. So, sorry. Finally, I will shortly jump into what we are doing in RECONMATIC. We are trying to follow the whole life cycle of, let's say, buildings and infrastructures, because the waste is not only limited to buildings. And we are trying in all these steps we have, or phases we have, to identify solutions which could make the management easier to, at the beginning, avoid or reduce the waste generation, later to get the highest possible valorization, and more or less many topics which have been introduced by the panelists are somehow less or more part of what we are doing in RECONMATIC, starting with digital twins or the digital models, which are today in some parts of Europe mandatory for new buildings, getting for the future new tools which can make it for designers better to decide what amount and type of waste I'm generating by doing right or wrong decisions in the design formulation. And later, of course, if you're going to construction, and that was very close to what Jaime presented as well, blockchain applications can help us to simply reduce some of the waste streams by having right materials in the right time on the right part of the construction site. And at the end, of course, if we have buildings, and again, it was mentioned by one of you, Europe is now going to make hopefully pre-demolition audits not fully mandatory, but with strong recommendation. And again, if we are able to link pre-demolition audits with suitable information, if we have twins where we can see the and get quickly with automated solution the information, this will again help us to make better decision how to deconstruct, how we can reuse parts of the structures, etc. So based on that, what we have brought together is a list on 2 slides with in total, let me see, 7 areas listed from the, let's say, most important, where we have seen a lot of matching with the other projects, to some not less important, but to topics where we have seen only few possibilities to get some synergies with the other projects. So first is definitely everything which is going to digitalization in construction processes and waste management. For this, for me, for example, was interesting what Samanek was mentioning with the circular potential platform. If this platform will make use and will try to let's say gather information we have everywhere in the construction processes, or during the life cycle of buildings, or if I'm misunderstanding this. So is this going to support the digitalization of not only construction but also operation of the structures? Is this the right understanding I have?
Yes, indeed. So the purpose of this platform is to basically manage and store the data which is required to make such analysis that you gave as an example. We believe that to avoid waste, first we need to extend the life cycle of a component or product. So basically we have a few innovations in which we are coming up with ideas where we can extend the life cycle of products. So the basically you can use it more, but you can also think of reusing them for another project, but you have to make sure that they are functioning well. So we are basically designing the data flow, that what do you need to assess that? What do you need to assess whether you can repurpose a component, reuse a component? So we refer to also R9 strategies in that sense. And then by identifying the data that you require to assess such decisions, then we basically utilize the platform, and different innovations can utilize the platform to make such decisions. We have a decision support system which does that. We also have a decision support system for adaptive reuse that's more at the level of the whole building. And maybe it's also important to mention that in Reincarnate, we are not only looking at the building, but we are looking at different level of detail. So it's building, it's its components, and then it's the products and materials as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Very close to this is the second point or the second area with the digital twins. And for me, in this, because digital twins can be a very interesting source of many information, structured information, which can be used during the entire life of a building. That's more or less nowadays also supported by the actions in Europe going to digital logbooks. What I would be interested when I was listening to Antonio, and you have been mentioning the twins and the comparing plan and execution. If the approaches you are developing are more focused on, let's say, new structures, or if you are looking for twins which can be even used for buildings which never before had any kind of building information modeling, but it would be useful to have now twins so that we can feed such twin information and make in time comparison. So that would be quite interesting to me.
Okay, thank you for the question. Well, in our case, what we are going to do is develop a digital twin, but as an upper layer of all of our use cases. So we have very different use cases based on civil construction, but also in building construction, but also in maintenance processes. So the idea is to monitor in each use case the variables and the characteristics that are, and the data that are more relevant for our knowledge and the following of the work site, and after that to show in a same platform that is the digital twin, which is, in our opinion, a good way to follow also the construction process and also the operation process, and also including some artificial intelligence characteristics to detect warnings and potential errors in the future. So processes that normally are not monitored and are not followed in the sense of digitalization and the use of digital twin, because digital twins are more more common in building construction. We are going to include it in other kind of civil works that are very more analogic in fact, and we trust that we will be able to do it. I don't know if I have answered your question.
It's fine. Thank you very much. It's even interesting to me, since my background is road infrastructure. So moving part of the research more to the field, which is not only building but also the other types of structures. Definitely something very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.
The third one
Jan,
is,
sorry, here maybe. Sorry, if you allow me just to briefly mention something which can be interesting maybe for you to know and also for the audience about Reincarnate project, which is the link between these two points that you have on a screen, number 1 and number 2. Within this platform that we are developing, we have basically two main, it is based on two main foundational platforms, existing platforms that we have. One is the real estate information management, and the other one is the IoT platform. So basically, this is also how we define our platform as a digital twin platform, because with all these IoT and non-destructive sensors and techniques that we are researching within the project, we basically collect data from different components and also from the building as a whole. And then we collect the data, we augment it with other types of data that we basically gather from different data sources. Then we make decisions which can facilitate the circularity within the built environment.
That's interesting, especially with the IoT, because this is something we are right now with part of the team discussing as well. And they started with IoTs at the end when the waste already is there, with some smart containers for the waste. But more and more they are now checking how this can be combined with data we can get from smart sensors already early in the phase of the life of a building. So that's definitely another field where I see quite interesting synergies. And it brings me directly to the third point, which is about automation, because that's something challenging. And you have heard about that in many of the projects panelists have been introducing. And one of the other solutions is definitely also blockchain, because Jaime was mentioning it, and I assume one of the colleagues from REDOL or Robert Ta'arme have been mentioning blockchain as well. What I would be probably interested in, with a short feedback from Jaime, how he see after now, when the project is finished in his case, the appetite that the let's say value chain where the blockchain application was developed for is ready to use such kind of technology.
Yeah, I will give you some answer regarding the automation, and after that I will pass the floor to our colleagues in CERT in order to give their expertise on the blockchain. Regarding the automation and the value chains, indeed, it's very challenging because you don't know what materials will come in order to separate them. But using multi-sensing systems, then we can separate them based on the material that they have. After that, we can say that this is the first step of the automation, because we know, okay, we can separate in wood, in glass, in concrete, or whatever. But after that, when we are following valorization chains, then the type of wood, or what is the exact type of the wood, or does it include any moisture? Does it have any adhesives within the material? So this means that we can go beyond of that and make more separation in more different bins in order to separate, for example, the different type of woods. And after that, based on the size or the concentration of the woods, it will follow different valorization chains. So after the REDOL, we are also having another one project which is wood to wood, in which we are exploring what is the optimal size in order to shred the wood before going to valorization chains, because after that we will have better materials, we will have reduced waste, reduced emissions, and so on. And this is the critical step in which we should combine new technologies, which is first the digital product passports. For example, when we are separating the woods, then we can apply some tags and improve and include all the information about the sorting or the location where the wood we produced firstly, and after that we combine all those information in digital product passports. And after that, when you have information, then you want also the blockchain aspect in order to ensure that those information are true and does not have any clues. And apart from that, following the new products using the digital product factors, will know where is the generation of the wood, what is the concentration of the recycled materials, and what is the virgin ones. So when we are speaking about valorization chains, then we should focus more on its material and not in general ones.
Thank you, and Jaime, your feedback to blockchain.
Yes, I think it was already well explained by Fotios, but the blockchain technologies are new technologies in the construction sector, no? But are already very mature in other sectors. No? I think it's a very important technology, because one of the main barriers in implementing and using recycled aggregate and recycled materials from construction and demolition waste is the confidence of the final user. No? And the lack of confidence is because of of the heterogeneity of this kind of waste, and the lack of information between the demolition and the final use of the materials. No? So for that, the blockchain technology, I think, is a very good technology and very mature and well implemented in other sectors, and can be very well implemented in the construction sector in order to have the traceability between the demolition, the valorization step, and the final use. No? We have to think that in this value chain, we have all the steps start. All the value chain start with the digitalization of the project, no, of the demolition. So we have we need to provide to the local administration the information of the waste we are going to generate during the demolition. And we need to demonstrate to the administration that we have correctly managed the different waste generated. No? But between those steps, we have a lack of digitalization that we have to supply with different technologies. No? And the blockchain is a technology, not the only one, but it can be implemented for that. Jan?
I think maybe we have not Jan on the call. Jan? Something went wrong with his connection.
Yes, he has his micro on, but we don't listen to him. So perhaps we pass to you, Jordi, with the future resource dissemination.
Yes, unless some of the panelists want to clarify something between them or ask something, maybe we can move on, because also time is pressing, and we can have a Q&A in the end for all of us. Okay. Can we? I will move to. I can move to the next slide. Well, this one refers to the demonstration cases and the training activities and educational material that RECONMATIC is going to have, but more projects actually also have similar activities. So these are topics that we can discuss in the next session, especially the one with educational material and training. And maybe if we need to comment something on demonstrators, we can do it in the end. Just before we go to the session about dissemination activities, we can have this overlook of potential synergies between our projects. All these topics mentioned by Jan and commented by all of the panelists here show that there are several research areas interesting for many of us. So we can take further steps on collaborating, maybe in exchange knowledge on these or organize things. So Q&A in the end. I hope Jan will be able to join back. And on my side, I'm Georgia Nikolakopoulou. I'm a member of Future Needs, who is leading the RECONMATIC dissemination and exploitation for business and education. And I'm very happy to be among this very impressive team of experts today. In this session, we will have the opportunity to have information shared from the dissemination leaders of the projects regarding activities on which we can all contribute and collaborate. So allow me to present them one by one. I will keep the alphabetical order of the project. So Sofia Finzi from ICONS is representing Beeyonders. Adriana Sales from University of Mijo is the dissemination co-leader in CircularB COST Action. Francesca Monaco is dissemination leader in REDOL. Carmen Serna from Australo is dissemination leader in Reincarnate. And Stefania Gonzalez from More Collab is the dissemination leader of RoBe tArme. And Jaime Moreno, of course, is representing the VALREC project from Tecnalia. So in this timeline, we have a list of activities where the projects actually can invite the rest and anyone interested to contribute and participate. So for us, just next month already, we have the workshops addressed to stakeholders for the assessment and for the validation of the progress we have made in our assessment and guidance tool development in work package 6. So these workshops are going to take place in all the countries participating in our consortium, and all of you are very welcome to. We will be happy to have you participating in these workshops, either with your stakeholders in your project or in your network. You will have the opportunity to learn firsthand from other stakeholders being there some of the latest developments in the sector, and also contribute to have a tool tailored to users' needs, actually, because the stakeholders are the recipients and the users of this that we are developing. that we developed. Next, for RECONMATIC is in May, the organization of the Open Day in Manchester. It's planned to be on the 7th of May, and you are again invited to participate in the workshops that are going to be among the attendees, among the attendees to discuss the usability of the solutions developed in RECONMATIC. The solutions will be, and the progress so far will be presented in the first section of the event. So we will be able to discuss further on how they can be applied and how useful they are for the industry. Of course, more open days are going to be organized next year. So there is opportunity for collaboration in case you're interested. Information on this is shared in our newsletter, so subscribing is going to help communication, but also you can reach out by email to me directly to align on that and see how we can work together. And last, for RECONMATIC, but not least, there are some training activities to take place next year. Actually, this September, at the end of the year, we are starting the development of the educational materials in the project on the solutions that we develop. And some training activities will take place next year until the end of the project in 2026, where we hope to bring aboard and train stakeholders in the sector on the solutions developed in the project. But I think we will have more to discuss on this, on training and education, after the rest of the participants explain what they are also planning in their projects. So I would like to invite Beeyonders and RoBe tArme project, Sofia and Estefania, to share some information about what you work on. Hello.
Good morning. Hello. Thank you, Georgia. We are very glad to be here in this clustering event. I would like to give a few more details regarding the joint workshop together with RoBe tArme, but also Human Tech, who is not participating in the meeting today, but who's taking part in the workshop together with us. So this workshop titled AI and Robotics in Construction will take place at the European Robotics Forum on 13th of March in the afternoon. We will be discussing a set of questions regarding the topic. So starting from what are the most important applications for AI and robotics in construction, which are the main technological challenges that are being addressed, but also what are the main benefits of AI and robotics in construction, and if there is a future for a full robotic automation or maybe a human-robot collaboration. We are also going to discuss about how AI and robotics solutions can be acceptable both for construction companies and workers, and what needs to be done in this regard in the following years, and also challenges that these projects participating in the workshop have encountered in the first year and a half of the project. But I will give the floor to Estefania to go more into that regarding the agenda. Thank you.
Estefania? You are muted, maybe. We cannot hear you. I'm afraid that Estefania has some technical issue. I don't know if, Sofia, you want to go over the agenda as well?
Yes, of course. So we're going to start with a presentation of the 3 projects participating in the workshop by the coordinators. And then a panel discussion will take place on the topic of the latest advances in robots, vision, navigation, control, HRI. The participants to the panel will be representatives from KU Leuven, SINTEF and ETA Innova. Then there will be a short presentation on some insights from the first user evaluation in the Human Tech project. And finally, there will be a roundtable discussing lesson learned and challenges from robotic projects in construction. And finally, there will be an open moment for discussion with the attendees. If you would like to have more detail on the workshop, please feel free to visit our website, which include all the details and also the link for the registration. But the workshop will be in presence and not online. Thank you.
Thank you. This is an initiative of the Tech for EU construction cluster, right? 3 projects, Human Tech not being here today as a participant, but also Beeyonders and tArme are organizing this workshop, and we can be there as attendees. And I thank you very much for that. RECONMATIC is also part of this cluster, and we are also sharing through the Circular Construction Cluster and our newsletter news and updates on the Tech for EU Construction Cluster as well. So you can stay tuned with the websites and the newsletters of the projects for more. And I would like to thank you, both of you. Sorry, Estefania, for this technical issue. I would like to welcome Francesca Monaco from the REDOL project to give us an overview of their activities planned.
Hello.
Hi, Francesca.
Can you hear me well? Yes, hello. Hello, George. Thank you, of course, for organizing this. It's been more complex than probably what we envisioned at the beginning. So from REDOL side, I just basically have 3 main events that I would like to promote through this event. One of them is Waste Management Europe. So this is taking place in Bergamo in Italy, in northern Italy. And in that event specifically, one of our partners, ICLEI, will be organizing a session on industrial and urban symbiosis. Whereas like a few days later, also there's going to be another session on a similar topic taking place in Brussels, however, in World Circular Economy Forum. So you're also welcome to join us for that session where we're going to organize a workshop. And then the last event taking place also quite close in time, talking about April still. So we're very busy in April in case anyone is basically either in Bergamo or in Brussels or in Aalborg in Denmark. You can also join us at the 10th European Conference on Sustainable Cities and Towns. And there we're also going to have a session on industrial and urban symbiosis. So more than welcome to join us for those 3 events. And then, as Georgia was mentioning, one of the also final results of REDOL, one of the key exploitable results we're going to have is the handbook on how to create a circular hub. So this will take place in a couple of years. We're now collecting information and how to develop the tools for you, all of you, to implement this in your own town, basically.
Okay.
This is it.
Thank you, Francesca. Well,
one aspect that I would like to add also in terms of REDOL projects in the Waste Management Europe event in Bergamo, we will also be attending. And in this event, we will have a demo sorter in which we will present physically how we can separate the different waste in some simple tasks.
Super, thank you, Fatima.
Workshops, you are open to participants to collaborate on and discuss these results.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. And I would like to give the floor to Adriana Sales from CircularB Action to let us know more on their activities.
Okay, thank you very much, Georgia. Hello again. So in our case, we planned some activities for this year, and mainly in May. So in May we'll have an event that is our midterm conference. This is a co-hosted event with the CesArE conference. And so unfortunately for the midterm conference, the papers we finalized it, but for those that would like to participate in the CesArE conference, also together with our midterm, more than welcome. We also have a training school. So the CesArE conference, the CesArE midterm conference will be from the 29th to the 31st. And then the training school will start 2 days early. So we'll have a combined event here too. And this year, our action is structured in 4 working groups. So working group 1 is focused on the circularity strategies and best practice. Working group 2 and circular value chain and stakeholder engagement. Working group 3 and KPIs and frameworks and the tools. And working group 4 is the dissemination and communication. So this year, the training school is focusing on working group 1. So this circular strategies and best practices. And it will be an event with some activities, a project activities, site visit, and also will combine with the conference. And we also would like to launch our series of webinars with the stakeholders. He is in June, but it is still open, the dates for the webinars. And for the next year, we'll also have another training school. This one is focused on working group 2, and in 2026 we will have the third training school in our last year, and the last time it focused on working group 3. For this year too, in September, we will have a working group meeting in Istanbul, and we are looking to setting up a stakeholders day. So it's not here in your timeline, but I'll disseminate and tell you as soon as we have the dates and the plans for this stakeholders day.
Maybe, thank you, Adriana. It's all very interesting, and RECONMATIC has already been in touch with CircularB regarding this, because we have this part also in the project, and some of us are attending your training in May. And if you have a rough idea maybe about the Istanbul meeting, we can add it in the final version of this presentation for after the event to share it and share for the audience. And anyone interested can contact, of course, CircularB project, but also me in RECONMATIC to put contact anyone interested with Adriana or any other panelist in this event today for any of these activities. And of course, we will share these activities again in the newsletter. So I understand that webinars are open to stakeholders interested in participating maybe, and the conference as well. So you can take some next steps if you're interested. And last but not least, I would like to invite Carmen Serna from Reincarnate project to let us know more about their activities in Reincarnate.
Thank you, Georgia. So hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be here together with my colleague Sama, representing Reincarnate project. I'm the dissemination leader for Reincarnate, and let's say that my mission is to fast track the transfer of knowledge between what we are developing in Reincarnate and the target stakeholders. And how we are doing this, so we are firstly operating a collaboration framework, identifying and building synergies with specific target groups. And I want to take this opportunity to invite all the attendees to follow our social media channels and also to join our community of practice. And secondly, we are designing and executing different dissemination and communication actions and activities. And in the frame of these specific activities, we will be in the Sustainable Places Conference next September in Luxembourg. And I think it will be a great opportunity to build these synergies and connect with stakeholders in the ecosystem. So if everyone will be there in Luxembourg in September, just let us know. So we will be happy to connect with you. And the same with the event that one of our partners, the Polish Green Building Council, is organizing on the next October. Here, this is a project partner of Reincarnate that is organizing the event. And also, I think it's a perfect opportunity to connect with partners and stakeholders in the Polish construction sector and exchange ideas and knowledge. And also, as Georgia was explaining, we are also, as part of Reincarnate, are building specific training materials in the form of workshops, webinars, and educational sources to explain further the different technologies, and especially this CPIM platform that Sama was explaining before, it's working, and how the stakeholders can take use of what we are creating. And that's all.
Well, that's great. Thank you, Carmen. Well, it's definitely interesting, I think, for us to see maybe that opportunity of collaborating after summer in these events proposed. And I promise I will explore that idea with and discuss this with the partners in RECONMATIC to see if we can do something together in these events. I would like to share that in the chat you can see some links added of the projects, and you can also add more if you want. And I think I can also share the question of our partner from the University of Salford, Juan Peris Papi. He's proposing that we should organize, or if we could organize, a type of conference by the end of 2025 with all projects that we can present our outputs and discuss common pathways for the future. This is indeed a very good idea for something to organize towards the end of RECONMATIC project, at least. I think we are in a similar timeline with some of you, but maybe it would be interesting in any case to share results by that time. I don't know if any of you would have an opinion on that right now, but it is definitely a proposal to all of you that we can take also offline in our next steps. I hope this is the first discussion today to bring us all together and have an idea of what we are doing and how much close these projects are, and hopefully we'll be able to continue in that direction after this event. I will end with initiatives per topic organized. So I invite you again to join the link, which is shared also in the chat for this event. For more information on this event, that invites you also to subscribe to the newsletter. It's a source for information on our activities, and also to express your interest in participating in the circular construction cluster, and to help us collaborate more efficiently on specific tasks, dissemination first of all, and why not exchange of knowledge and technical aspects. So this is all regarding the events so far, at least identified by our projects. I'm sure more will come up I would like to ask if any of you has any questions to share. It can be among the panelists or from the audience. For now, I see a question regarding events in South America. I'm happy we have an audience in South America today. I'm not sure. I know that my colleague Theodora shared some events in Asia before, one event on our side, but if any of the dissemination leaders in the event today can share something on that. I think most events are European that we attend, and you can meet the partners in person and discuss further in these events. We regularly share information on the next events we are attending in the newsletter, and you can directly be in touch if you are interested in something in particular, or there is an opportunity where you are attending and maybe we can meet. The RECONMATIC project is in Spain, UK, Czech Republic, Italy, Greece, and Cyprus that as the participant countries of the project. So, but also in other European projects we are present, and we will be happy to meet you there. Any more questions to address to the panelists or from the panelists to one another? Okay, on my yes.
We have no more questions. I have been sending quite a lot on the chat, I think, and we have no more. I think the audience is taking a lot of notes of many emails that we are sending. I believe.
I should say that thank you for your interest, and you can reach out to us through the website. Scanning this code, you will learn more on the event and the panelists, their projects. There are links to the project web pages, every one of them on that page. So maybe not necessarily, you don't need to take notes. You can directly go in this page and find the links to the projects that interest you. And of course, subscribe to our newsletter that also brings news on the clusters and our activities to your mailbox 3 times per year. Stay tuned with our social media. Please follow us there to have the latest news in your feed. And that's all on our side. I think anything further, you can directly contact us, myself, of course. For anything, I can put you in contact with the rest of the team in RECONMATIC and the colleagues in the rest of the projects if needed. And of course, our coordinator and our funding and impact expert, Anna.
Thank you very much, Georgia, Anna, and Jan, for moderating an extremely interesting topic. It's you know that we will have the topic of skills in May in Build Up, so keep tuned because we will love to hear from you again of whatever you are doing. Big thank you also for all the speakers and to the audience for attending today's webinar. A reminder that you will be able to find the recording of today's sessions on the Build Up portal and our YouTube channel in the coming days, together with the presentation slides. Build Up has several webinar sessions already in the pipeline for March, so keep an eye on the Build Up calendar of events and our social media for updates on this. As an example, today we have Beeyonders with us, and you will be able to explore the topic presented by Antonio Alonso Cepeda, As Build-Up will publish in March a technical article of Beeyonders under our tome dedicated to sustainable energy skills, in which they will talk about the improvement of skills through skeletons. So you will know more about that. And we invite to all those presenters that you were with us today to search, send us all your articles, publications, reports, webinars, whatever you want to continue the dissemination. Be sure to register on the Build-Up website to be able to share and disseminate your own content, and follow us on the social media for updates. We wish you all a very pleasant end of your week. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much.